Today our movie review is Black Panther. Now we start. A voice from a little fellow requests to recount to him a story. The grown-up's voice recounts the tale of vibranium. A colossal shooting star with the hardest metal, vibranium, crashed in the district of the wellsprings of the Nile stream, millions of years prior, and it impacted the plants. Afterward, in the time of people, 5 clans in the land named Wakanda struggled for control of that vibranium until a soul drove a specific fighter to find and eat a heart-molded spice impacted by the metal. He acquired godlike capacities and turned into the first Dark Jaguar. 4 of the 5 clans submit to his power, however one clan needs opportunity. The Wakandans utilize the vibranium to grow exceptionally trend-setting innovation. They see the abhorrences of different countries and disengage themselves from the remainder of the world. They stowed away and imagined that they are not economically evolved like an underdeveloped nation. In Oakland, California, Sovereign Jobu Real Kaya Brown promises to impart Wakanda's innovation to individuals of African plummet all over the planet to assist them with vanquishing their oppressors. Jobu enrolls underground market arms vendor Ulysses Clow to invade Wakanda and eliminate a store of vibranium. In 1992, Lord Chaka learns of his siblings' activities. He goes up against Jobu, who ends up being furious and takes steps to kill Chaka's unwavering companion, Zuri, Woods Whitaker. Chaka hesitantly kills Jobu to save Zuri, and forsakes Jobu's child Eric to forestall the Wakandan nation from learning reality. In the current day, following Chaka's demise because of Helmut Zemo, camouflaged as a concealed James Barnes, his child Chala gets back to Wakanda to expect the lofty position. Subsequent to working with Okoye, the head of the all-female battling force the Dora Milaje, to separate his ex-sweetheart Nakia from a covert task in Nigeria's Sambisa backwoods, he reunites with his mom Sovereign Ramonda and more youthful sister Princess Shuri, the country's ongoing mechanical virtuoso. At his authority service he is tested for the crown by Mbaku, the head of the 5th clan, the mountain-staying Jabari. The two participate in custom battle, with Chala arising successful and turning into the new ruler. We should Mbaku live. In London, a group drove by Clown including an ex-US Dark Operations fighter, Eric Stevens A/K/A/Killmonger, takes an old Wakandan vibranium hatchet from an exhibition hall. At the point when the ancestral seniors get word that Clow has re-emerged in South Korea, Chala's companion Wabi, who lost his folks because of the vendor's activities, encourages the youthful ruler to deal with him. Chala, Okoye, and Nakia plan to capture Clow at an underground gambling club in Busan, where he will offer the hatchet to an obscure purchaser. The arrangement, nonetheless, turns out badly when Chala finds the purchaser is CIA specialist Everett Ross and Clow thinks the arrangement is an arrangement. The arrangement thusly turns sour, and a vehicle pursuit results that finishes in Clow's fear. While in CIA care, notwithstanding, Clow is protected by Killmonger. Ross is truly harmed saving Nakia in the assault, and as opposed to seek after Clow, Chala takes Ross to Wakanda where his sister Shuri utilizes the country's trend-setting innovation to save Ross' life. Killmonger kills Clow and accepts his body to Wakanda as a token, uncovering his way of life as Njobu's child to the ancestral seniors and testing Chala for the high position. Killmonger wins in custom battle and flings the crushed Chala over a cascade. Subsequent to ingesting the heart-formed spice to acquire the powers of the Dark Jaguar, Killmonger sanctions his dad's arrangement, getting ready shipments of Wakandan weapons to be conveyed to Wakandan agents all over the planet. Nakia, Shuri, Ross, and Chala's mom Ramonda escape to look for the guide of the Jabari and become familiar with Mbaku's men have found and are really focusing on the lethargic Chala. Mended by a heart-molded spice brought by Nakia, Chala gets back to Wakanda and to recharge his battle with Killmonger for the privileged position, which was never authoritatively closed since Chala never kicked the bucket or yielded. At the point when Killmonger won't coordinate, his case to the lofty position is promptly refuted and Okoye and the Dora Milaje betray him. Notwithstanding, Killmonger, who is currently wearing a suit of Dark Puma shield of his own, opposes with force alongside the Line Clan. While Shuri, Nakia, and Jabari fight Wabi, Ross, directing a remote stream with Shuri's direction, kills the planes conveying the weapons before they can leave the country. The fight goes inadequately for Chala's side until Mbaku and the Jabari show up to help him, subsequently reversing the situation. T'Challa and Killmonger's fight conveys them into the core of the vibranium mine, where sonic upset utilized in the vehicle of the metal cripple their vibranium shield. While Killmonger's body is momentarily uncovered, T'Challa wounds his cousin. He takes Killmonger to see the dusk of Wakanda and offers to recuperate him. However, Killmonger states that he realizes he will then be detained and would prefer to bite the dust a liberated person. He hauls the blade out of his chest and kicks the bucket calmly. With that triumph, T'Challa is formally re-established to the lofty position, with M'Baku conceded a seat in the public ancestral gathering to address his clan in acknowledgement of his reliability. Dismissing the neutrality of past Wakandan lords, T'Challa lays out a consulate in the US to be controlled by Nakia and Shuri. In a mid-credit scene, T'Challa shows up before the unified countries to uncover Wakanda's real essence to the world. Thanks for watching and subscribe to our channel to watch more interesting movie review.